now to talk about it. California Congressman Brian Bilbray, a Republican and chairman of the Immigration Reform Caucus in the House. Congressman, good to see you. Now, the Mexican governor said, we're not going to come to Arizona. We're going to boycott this thing because, they said in a letter, quote, it violates civil rights and has provisions based on ethnic and cultural prejudices. Do you think these Mexican governors don't even understand that their Mexican laws contain none of the civil rights protections they're claiming and complaining about here?
Look, I just got back from meeting with the Mexican Congress, and the trouble is, back in Campeche, so this dialogue of what do you do? It's like they've got to wake up, and these governors from Mexico got to understand they're attacking their best ally north of the border. Arizona knows how out of control the border is south of the border because they're losing control on their side. I mean, the kidnapped capital of the country is Tucson. So to take these cheap political shots at Arizona when they've got more at stake than anybody on this thing, because the only alternative to controlling our side of the border, if it gets out of control, is we'll have to shut down everything along the border. And that's going to impact Mexico a lot more. It's going to impact the people of Arizona. And this thing is just a misguided attack.
Congressman, U.S. federal law allows U.S. immigration officers to stop anybody, anytime, anywhere, for any reason to ask for documentation.
Absolutely.
That's a fact.
And it always has been.
But they're not complaining about the long-standing federal law. They're complaining about an Arizona law that specifically prohibits that.
Look, you're seeing the hypocrisy in Mexico just like you're seeing in Washington. There are 63 other jurisdictions that have had the same program under the federal 287G, and I didn't hear them come unglued at those 63 other agencies. You didn't see them come unglued at all the sanctuary cities that have been obstructing the law enforcement of the federal government on immigration. You didn't see anybody start suing them for obstruction of the federal programs then. The hypocrisy just swings out. But then you got to remember, the opposition to Arizona came out before people even read the Arizona law. This is strictly based on the crime that Arizona's committed, is doing something somewhere rather than just talking about another amnesty proposal like we did in '86 with its failures.
I got you. Well, I have to ask you about the governor of your state, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, he apparently doesn't have the back of his neighboring governor. Instead, he's siding with the Mexican governors, and so too is Bill Richardson. And we just aired their statements about this whole thing. The Mexican governors say, we don't want to go to Arizona, we want it elsewhere. And so those two governors I just mentioned are saying, okay, we'll do it elsewhere. We're not going to side with Jan Brewer. What do you think of that?
I think these are the same people that are attacking Arizona as the ones that attacked us in California. And Governor Schwarzenegger should remember that when we talked about building a border fence and actually defending our border. And frankly, in California, in San Diego, right where I grew up on the border, we have secured our border to a large degree with these barriers and these tactics that the same people who are attacking Arizona attacked us then. And what we've done in California is push the problem over into their backyard, and now they're the killing grounds of this uncontrolled border. Right. But for Mexico, for a governor in Mexico to attack Arizona when you've got thousands of people being killed in Mexico by the same cartels that smuggle drugs or smuggling illegal aliens, you can't separate that crime issue. And Mexico's just got to wake up and understand that their best ally fighting these cartels are people like Arizona that's willing to do the right thing, even though they take the political heat. Right. This thing just is astonishing that they can take these type of cheap shots. And that's coming from our own governors and the governors down south. But, our own governor's got the latitude. They can get away with it. Mexico's in no position to be self-righteous and point fingers. I went down into Mexico for a couple weeks ago. I was stopped 6 times for a Mexican to talk about their worried about our procedures.
Right. Because you didn't look Mexican. That's why you got stopped. All right, we're going to have to leave it at that. Congressman Brian Bilbray, thank you so much for being with us.